Yo, welcome to the show. It's Boston's Banter with Frank the Bank and Keith K. Lava. You know the answer. Talking sports, breaking down the play so raw. From the Celtics to the Sox, we giving you the score. Catch the vibe, we coming live. Filling up your feed, let the passion thrive. Every dunk, every run, we analyze the moves. Shout out to the fans, feel the rhythm and grooves. From Gillette to the Garden, we ain't missing a beat. Frank and K. Lava bring the fire, can't accept defeat.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Boston's Banter, where the sports are wicked and the banter is Pissah. I'm your host, Frank the Bank. With me, as always, is Keith K. Lava La Cava. What's going on, Mean Bro Green?
Not much, Morgan Brosis.
Morgan Brosis in the house. Your dad took down the stat challenge?
Yes,
Unreal,
sir.
huh? Look at the guy.
1 yard off.
That's a good guess, Mr. La Cava.
Yes,
that's awesome. And then
sir.
Steve Brescia took down second place.
Yes,
good
he
job,
did.
Steve. That's awesome. This week, we have two really cool cards. We got the Fireworks Prism for rookie card of Drake May. That's going to be the number one this week. Those are awesome cards. I love those cards.
Oh, definitely.
And then we have the Demario Douglas. This is a blue optic. This is a variation card rated rookie too. So we're going to be asking for total wide receiver yards in the game. So from the Texans and the Pats this week. So that's what the guess is. So combine the two teams and yeah, good luck. Jump into the Wicked Pissah News.
Here we are, Frankie, Wicked Pissah News. And as always, we're going to start with the Bruins update.
Yes, sir.
So Bruins currently 25-19-2 on the season.
Yeah.
Still 6th in the Atlantic. And Frankie, break it down for me what they did this past
Yeah, I
week.
mean, they're 5-1 in the last 6. They're playing better, obviously. They lost 7-4 on the end of a long road trip. I mean, this is a West Coast trip. We were in Edmonton, Vancouver, Seattle. So Kraken beat us 7-4. We took a beat in there. We come back home for a 4-1 win versus the Flames, which is great. The next game we're going to talk a little bit more about, but it was a 10-2 win against the Rangers. We're going to get back to that. And then you follow up that with a win, a 1-0 shutout. Corpusella went crazy on the next game. So really cool. Let's get back to the 10-2 demolishing of the Rangers, dude. This was an unbelievable game. So this is multiple guys had a ton of points, obviously. So
absolutely.
Kuznetsov had 4 goals, 5 points total, which was great. Zacha had 3 goals on 3 shots on net, which was crazy.
Love that.
So it's the first double hat trick at home for the Bruins in history, right? The first time they've done it since 1964 that they had double hat tricks. These were both first career hat tricks for them too. They never had a hat trick either guy.
Both in the same game.
In the same game. It was really crazy. Another thing that I saw too was Morgan Geekie actually played the first period and then had to leave for a family emergency, which is kind of crazy.
You know what that family emergency was? His wife gave birth to their son.
Which was like, cool that they let him leave like that, and congratulations. But I thought that was crazy.
Definitely.
6 assists from Pastrnak.
I know.
6 assists. So that's only happened 2 other times in Bruins history where a person, a player got 6 assists in the same game.
Yep.
Do you know the other 2?
Patrice.
Nope, good guess though. One's obvious, Bobby Orr.
And Cam Neely.
And Ken Hodge was the other one.
I wouldn't have got that.
No, that was a tough one. So, and then it's the first 6-point game for the Bruins since 1990, where Ray Bourque scored 1 goal and had 5 assists. Really cool. I thought that was an amazing game, though.
Absolutely,
so,
you got to bring that up.
Absolutely. Let's jump into the Celtics. How are we doing there, bud?
Frankie, so let's bring it up, man. It's been kind of a rough last week, but we'll bring it up real quick. So the Celtics currently sitting at 24-15 on the season. We dropped 1 spot. We were in second in the East, but now we're down to third. Let's bring up what they did this past week. So they had an unfortunate 114-110 loss versus the Nuggets at home this past Wednesday. Jaylen Brown had 33 points, but let's bring up Neemias Queta, bro. 6 points, but he had 20 rebounds.
He's been going crazy, actually.
Oh,
he played
absolutely.
great last night, too.
Followed by a 125-117 home win versus the Raptors last Friday.
Yep.
Then on Saturday, another close home loss versus a good team, losing 100-95 versus the Spurs. Derek White had 29 points and 9 rebounds. And Jaylen Brown had 27 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and he was very vocal about his displeasure with the officiating. The C's only had 4 free throws the whole game.
It's insane, yeah. I mean, the Spurs are a great team. They're playing really good. They got a lot of pieces.
Right.
Their future looks great there. We were up 2 going into the 4th in that game, too, actually.
And Jaylen Brown actually just got fined $35K for his comments on the officiating. He said he wanted the fine, too.
It did seem like it was a very
4
one-sided.
free throws the whole game?
Yeah, it was
Come on.
one-sided, too. That was definitely one-sided.
And lastly, a second straight close loss, 98-96 to the Pacers on the road, who are dead last in the East, by the way. But damn, 3 losses in the past 4 games. And I got to bring this up real quick. Peep Joe Mazzulla's presser after that loss to the Pacers.
Joe, give yourselves a chance to win, I guess. Take us through the last couple possessions.
Illegal screen.
What'd you say?
Illegal screen.
Illegal screen.
Illegal screen.
What fell apart to get you guys? behind, and then how were you able to get by them?
Illegal screen.
What do you mean by that? What do you want people to know about?
Illegal screen.
Would you like to say anything else?
Illegal screen.
Kind of reminded me of Marshawn Lynch with the "I'm only here so I don't get fined."
Yeah.
He literally asked any question. He just said illegal screen. Illegal screen. You gotta love
He's
that.
He's gonna get a fine for that probably too.
He don't care. Bro.
I love that though. That's great. You gotta love that.
Let's hope the C's start stepping
They
it up. I
got
mean, no blowout losses, but yeah, that's 3 out of the last 4.
Yeah,
so.
that's tough. The Pacers always give us like trouble. I don't understand.
They don't even have 10 wins
I'm
right
saying,
now.
They're not even good.
Come on.
They give us trouble.
Yeah, they do. But Frankie, we actually got one more piece of NBA news.
Yeah.
We got a notable trade that just happened this past week. So the Hawks have traded 4-time All-Star Trae Young to the Wizards for C.J. McCollum and forward Corey Kispert. So far this season, Young is averaging 19.3 points per game, 8.9 assists per game, and he's shooting 41.5% from the field. And as of right now, there's no set date for his Wizards debut. You know, he's dealing with a quad contusion and lingering knee sprain, and the team wants to prioritize his long-term health and development, especially considering the Wizards' season outlook. They look unlikely to make the playoffs, dude. You know what I mean?
Terrible. They've been terrible for years.
That's what I mean.
I'm surprised he wanted to go there. He of all the teams he could have went to, he said he wanted to go to the Wizards.
The Wizards.
So, I mean, it's a hometown thing probably, but at the end of the day,
Right.
it's crazy.
And the Wizards, they should get him on an extension and build around him and Chris Middleton. So after 8 years in Atlanta, he gone, Frankie.
He gone.
But man, the Hawks traded him for a mongoose bicycle and a bag of chips.
A bag of chips.
Come on, man.
Potato chips. That's crazy.
We actually got some baseball news,
Yeah,
Frankie.
this was kind of aggravating, actually.
Hey,
So
regarding
bring it up,
regarding one of the Red Sox free agents, but he didn't re-sign with us.
Yeah, we let him opt out, which, I mean, I think we had him for a team option, right? And then we said we could opt out,
he
right?
opted out.
And then we actually could have, if he signed with us, our offer was technically $10 million less than what he got.
Yeah.
But it was, if you included what he was, we were including the season that he opted out of, so it was actually more money that he would have if he stayed. So bring it up, though.
Bring it up real quick, man. The Cubs have signed third baseman Alex Bregman to a 5-year, $175 million deal that does not include any opt-outs, like we were just talking about. Now, Bregman, like Frankie was just talking about, opted out of the final 2 years, $80 million remaining on his contract with the Red Sox to enter free agency. So far, Frankie, the Red Sox are the only team that hasn't signed a major league free agent this offseason. They have made trades, though, for pitchers Sonny Gray and power-hitting first baseman Wilson Contreras.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no free agent signings. And now one of their top free agents is gone. He gone, Frankie.
He gone. I don't like it. Leaves a sour taste in your mouth.
Right.
They did the right thing by him, and then, you know, he
does that.
I don't like it.
Last season with the Sox, though, Bregman only played in 114 games with a .273 batting average, 62 RBIs, and 18 home runs. So we'll see how he does in Chicago, but him.
Yeah, you.
Frankie, let's get over to the NFL news. Now, before we get into all, the injuries and the coach firings and all that stuff, we actually got some interesting news here regarding some more domestic assault allegations.
This is crazy, too.
Not one of our players this time.
Thankfully.
But I'm going to tell you right now, if these allegations stick, you could see the Chiefs cutting this guy, and it's going to really hurt their offense.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice is being accused of domestic violence by his ex-girlfriend and mother of his 2 children. Although she didn't name Rice specifically, she alleges she has been the subject of physical and mental abuse for several years, and on January 7th, she posted photos of herself with a bloody lip along with several scratches and bruises. She also said, "She's protected his image too long, and I'm done doing that." She clearly means Rice. I mean,
of course, who else would it be?
He got an image.
Yeah.
The Chiefs and the NFL are aware of these allegations and are reviewing the matter, and Rice could be looking at a lengthy suspension or getting cut if these accusations, like I said, are in fact
he
true.
was suspended this year.
For the street racing,
That's what I'm saying.
like Frankie just said, Rice was suspended for the first 6 games of last season for his involvement in a high-speed car crash, March of 2024. And he also got 30 days in jail for that, 5 years probation. So, Frankie, last year with the Chiefs in 8 games played, he had 53 receptions for 571 yards and 6 total touchdowns.
Oh, yeah.
So,
He
like
would
I
have been
said,
like 100 and something catches, over 1,200 yards, 1,100 yards. Like he's their main focal point of their offense. He's unbelievable.
Chiefs are going to be falling apart if those accusations are true, man. What's up with these?
I don't know.
And we got a cool full circle moment for a well-known former quarterback.
This was
Let's bring
cool.
this
I do
up.
like this.
You know what I mean? Former Falcons quarterback and franchise legend Matt Ryan has been named the Falcons president of all football operations.
That's smart for them. That's smart.
Absolutely.
Atlanta needs to get it together. And, these Boston College, BC, baby.
That's
Represent
right.
the Eagles.
That's right. He will be leaving CBS, where he worked for 3 years as an analyst, as he plans to fully commit to this role for the Falcons.
Yeah.
A cool full circle moment, like I just said, for the former
great.
Falcons
That's
quarterback,
great for him.
who was their first round pick out of BC, like
Damn
Frankie
right.
was just talking about in 2008. He has the franchise marks for career passing yards with 59 59,735 yards, attempts with 8,003, completions with 5,242, pass touchdowns with 367, and 300-yard games with 73 of them. Bro, that's crazy.
He was an animal. He was a great player for them.
Oh, absolutely. He also retired with the 8th most passing yards in NFL history and the most passing yards by a player in their first 14 seasons with that mark of 59,735 passing yards. Also winning MVP in 2016. Definitely cool for the Falcons and Matt Ryan. Let's see what he does with that organization. They need some help.
Good for them.
Absolutely, Frankie. So let's get into some more coach firings this past week.
And step downs and everything else in between.
Oh yeah, some notable ones here, but we'll start with this one. The Dolphins fired head coach Mike McDaniel after 4 dude. After 4 seasons, he went 35-33 in the regular season with 2 playoff appearances, his first 2 seasons with the team. So this past season they finished 7-2, but they started 1-6. So even with the late season surge, the Dolphins wanted to move on. You can understand that.
It's crazy. You got to blame Tua for some of that, some of the players too. But you see his picture when he first gets signed, he's all clean cut, and then you see at the end, he looks like somebody out of Tony Montana. Scarface and Miami too much. I don't know. He just looked cooked on the sideline half the time, and in the press conference.
His press conference is, come on. He had to go. Chargers fired OC Greg Roman after not scoring in the loss versus the Pats, which we'll get into later. Eagles fired OC Kevin Patullo, and the Eagles are looking for their 5th OC in the last 5 years.
In the last 5 years, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. And the big one, Frankie, even though this man didn't get fired, but he's stepping down, and we got to bring it up. Mike Tomlin is stepping down as the Steelers head coach after 19 seasons, bro.
Never had a losing season in his whole coaching career.
Never finished under 500. And mind you, he joined the team in 2007.
He's a Hall of Fame type coach.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's be real. He's a great coach, and he's still, to me, very young. It's like, I don't know, someone's going to pick him up. It did seem like his time was up. I think he read the room there, too, and it was just,
especially after this past playoff loss.
That was
the last 5 years, they're one and done in the playoffs. Yeah. But he did lead them to a Super Bowl victory in the 2008 season against the Cardinals. Great Super Bowl, too.
That was great, yeah.
And lastly, let's get into the NFL injuries from this past wild card week. 49ers tight end George Kittle suffered a torn Achilles Sunday versus the Eagles in the wild card win. I know.
You could just see it. I'm like, oh my gosh, there it goes.
And he's out for the rest of the season, unfortunately.
He'll miss a lot of next year, too, probably.
Bills wide receiver Gabe Davis suffered a torn ACL Sunday versus the Jags.
Can't catch a break either.
He can't. Against his former team he was just with last year.
Unreal.
And he's out for the rest of the season. Bears starting linebacker TJ Edwards suffered a broken leg Saturday versus the Packers, and he's out for the rest of the season. And then Texans safety Jalen Reed suffered a knee injury Monday night versus Steelers. He's questionable Sunday versus the Pats. The dude just got back from IR.
He just came back. He only played a few games this year. He's like, oh, man, he banged knees, and his knee looked all, it didn't look right.
I wouldn't be surprised if he misses his upcoming game.
Either. Nico got banged up too. He had a concussion too. Nico Collins. So.
And Christian Gonzalez, which we'll get into in a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
See what happens, Frankie.
Good stuff. Another great Wicked Pissah news. Let's get into a Foxboro Focus. And you got to give it a couple of these,
Of course you do, Frankie.
That's crazy, man. What a win.
First playoff win for the Pats since the 2018 season. Dude. Obviously, that was in the Super Bowl. Patriots, they beat the Chargers 16-3, and I'm moving on to the divisional.
I love it.
Let's show those highlights, brother.
NFL playoffs are here. We got the wild card round versus the Chargers. Patriots' second drive of the game, and they're backed up deep, and Drake May off the play action. He's going to have his pass tipped by D-tackle Tier Tart, and it goes into the hands of Deion Henley. Chargers in scoring position. After the Patriots turnover, the Chargers are met with a 4th and goal, and Justin Herbert rolling out of the pocket looking for Keenan Allen. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. That's why I call him Herbert the Herbert. Ensuing Patriots drive after the Chargers turnover on downs. Patriots backed up deep again, and Drake May's dropping back. He's in his own end zone. He's going to find running back Ramondre Stevenson, who finds some blocks, and he's heading upfield. He's rumbling, and he's taking it upfield for a 48-yard gain. Same Patriots drive, and they got to settle for a 23-yard field goal, which is going to be converted successfully by kicker Andres Borregales to make the score 3-0. 11 plays into the Chargers' next drive, they get down to the red zone, and they're going to be settling for a 21-yard field goal by kicker Cameron Dicker the kicker, to make the score 3-3. Fast forward to roughly half a minute left in the first half, and Drake May out of the shotgun's dropping back. He can't find anybody, so he's keeping it himself, and he's getting the first down. He's getting a bunch more for a big 37-yard gain. And with 6 seconds left in the first half, the Patriots are settling for a field goal, and kicker Andres Borregales boots a 35-yard field goal to make the score 6-3 at halftime. Fast forward to 7 minutes left in the third quarter, and Drake May out of the shotgun. He's feeling the pressure, and he's going to get the ball stripped by Odafe Owa, and it gets picked up by defensive lineman Dewan Hand. Chargers ball. As you see here, the pressure got to Drake May. Tried to get the pass off still, gets it stripped. Very unfortunate. But the Patriots would stop the Chargers on their next drive after the turnover. And Drake May out of the shotgun. And he's going to be looking downfield for wide receiver Kayshon Boutte, who makes a nice adjustment on the ball. And he's taking it upfield for a nice 42-yard gain. But the Patriots, again, are going to have to settle for a field goal. And this time, Andres Borregales is going to boot a 39-yard field goal to make the score 9-3. A lot of field goals to start this game. First play into the Chargers' next drive. Justin Herbert's feeling the pressure, and he's actually going to get the ball stripped by Marcus Jones, but it gets picked up by running back Kamani Vidal, who takes it upfield 17 yards. What kind of was that? Look, you got Herbert feeling the pressure, and the ball gets stripped by the Swiss Army knife Marcus Jones, and just luckily, Kamani Vidal was right there to pick it up. The Pats would get the ball back, and fast forward to roughly 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and Drake May off the play action. And he's going to be looking for his reliable tight end, the former Charger, Hunter Henry, for a 28-yard touchdown. Finally, a touchdown. The Patriots go up 16-3. 4 plays into the Chargers' next drive, and Justin Herbert out of the shotgun. He's looking, he's feeling the pressure, and he's going to get sacked by linebacker K'Lavon Chaisson. He loses the ball, and it gets picked up by Christian Ellis. Patriots ball. Fast forward to 2 minutes left in the game. The Chargers need to do something, and on 4th and 9, Justin Herbert's going to get sacked by big Milton Williams, and that's going to end the game. The Patriots are going to go on to win 16-3, their first playoff victory since 2018, and we are moving on to the divisional round. And also, Justin the Herbert is 0-3 in the playoffs. He is who we thought he was.
But they are who we thought they were.
Yeah, man, so great game, especially the defense.
Defense went nuts.
Oh, dude, defense, like they say, it wins championships.
Oh, they were all over Herbert, man. They were
I loved it.
Have it.
Loved it. You know I loved it.
I know you did, for sure.
Let's bring it up what we noticed from the offense, Frankie. So this was the lowest we've scored since week 1 versus the Raiders, where we had 13, so that was unfortunate.
Yeah.
The offense didn't score their first touchdown, the only touchdown of the whole game, until the fourth quarter, and before that, only 3 field goals, 2 punts, and 2 turnovers by Drake May.
Yep.
So the rhythm of the offense was off, and they got to start getting that together, but again, they started picking it up in the fourth quarter. The Patriots had 381 total yards of offense, and running back Ramondre Stevenson accounted for 128 of them.
He's been playing out of his mind.
That's
honestly.
what I'm talking about. Dude,
he's been playing out of his mind.
We talked about it last week. His confidence now that, he's been the ball security and everything, and we've seen the play, man.
It's like he was almost going from getting benched or cut from being one of the best players on the team the last 3-4 weeks.
It's a straight 50-50 split now with him and Trae Young.
Yeah. I mean, I love Trae Young too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying,
the way Ramondre's been running, dude, absolutely.
And that's what you expect from him. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, especially when he caught that pass up from the 2-yard line, took it 48 yards. I thought he was
sick.
gone, bro.
I did too. He has an extra burst right now.
Both O-lines in this game were lacking. The Patriots O-line allowed 5 sacks, and we need to correct that going up against.
I mean, Chargers defense is good, but like you said, Texans defense even better.
Yeah, man. So we definitely got to correct that. And in the red zone, we had our struggles per the usual. Again, going 0 for 3 in that crucial part of the field where we need to be scoring, bro. Especially in the playoffs.
You got to come away with TDs. You can't go with field goals.
That's
not
what
against
I'm saying.
good teams.
Frankie, let's bring up what I noticed from the defense, brother.
Sir.
Our defense did their thing versus the Chargers' 12th ranked offense. Barely 200 yards and only 3 points. We held the Chargers to 1 for 10 on 3rd down, which was huge to getting the Chargers off the field. We even held them to a 4th down stop on the goal line early on.
That was sick.
The Chargers were 0 for 2 in the red zone as well.
That was after a turnover too.
That's what I'm saying. And like I said, the O-line struggled. Well, the Chargers' banged up O-line allowed 6 sacks, and Herbert was constantly getting pressured, even fumbling once. Milton Williams and K'Lavon Chaisson accounted for 2 sacks each, and those guys have been great additions to our team. The Chargers got depth at wide receiver, and even with Gonzo getting a little banged up like we were talking about, he had that concussion. He's in concussion protocol. We held their wide receivers in check. The pressure on Herbert certainly helped too. I also saw a stat that said from the 111 mark of the second quarter to the 539 mark of the fourth, the Chargers didn't record a single passing yard.
That's awesome.
Herbie the Herbert is who we knew he was. He's now 0-3.
Who we thought you were.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And lastly, I just got to bring up this number right here. Our defense became the second all-time to hold the team to 0 touchdowns, 6+ sacks, under 100 rush yards, and under 150 net passing yards. Frankie, do you know who the other team is?
I mean, Ravens or Steelers, one of them, maybe?
No. The elite 1985 Bears.
I'll say, that was another one.
Bro,
the Bears defense.
The 85 Bears.
After what the Texans did yesterday, they might be on that list too, because they were getting to Aaron Rodgers every other play.
Man, them. But let's get into it, bro, since you just brought him up. The upcoming divisional round versus the Texans Sunday at 3 p.m.
This is crazy. It's going to be a great game.
Let's break it down. The Texans beat the Steelers 30-6 in the wild card, probably ending Aaron Rodgers' career.
Yeah, people were yelling at him to retire. Was he walking off? That's terrible, though, in my opinion.
I mean, he's been a legend to the game, but I'm not going to lie, man. I'm kind of hoping he retires,
I'm surprised they won, got to where they were. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I don't know. It is what it is.
No, I agree. Despite the big score, Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud only had 1 touchdown. Their number 1 ranked defense, which worries me, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
They had 2 touchdowns, a pick 6 and a fumble return touchdown.
Played. Aaron Rodgers had no time.
No.
None.
Absolutely
They're
none.
fast defense, and they are a scary defense.
They are.
Everyone that was interviewed that I saw anywhere, we all wanted the Steelers. And plus, it would have been a rematch from losing to the Steelers.
5 turnover game.
But still, like, the Texans defense is phenomenal.
And like I said, they're the top 10 ranked in almost every defensive category and have the number 1 overall defense.
Yep.
They also have the tied 6th most sacks in the league. So our O-line, who looked a little rough against the Chargers like we were talking about, they need to step it the up.
Step up.
Against the likes of, obviously, Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr., who both had 12-plus sacks this year.
Crazy. First team All-Pro, Will Anderson, unbelievable, and the Hunter's unreal too. And they have a squad.
That's what I'm saying,
every
bro.
level too. Secondary's unreal. Stingley's a first an All-Pro too, and then they got
Petrie,
Alcazar's in there as well.
Petrie's a good safety too.
Yeah.
Now the Texans offense, on the other hand, doesn't worry me too much. Middle of the pack in mostly all categories and 30th in the red zone. C.J. Stroud on Monday night versus Steelers, he did have that 1 touchdown pass, but also an interception, and he fumbled 5 times, losing 2 of them.
Honestly, he got hit a lot. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Pittsburgh's defense came to play too. I'm not gonna lie. It was a very close game until the end.
Texans O-line sucks.
We talked about that a lot in the
Losing
preseason.
Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah, and Tunsil's gone, but I mean they were all over him too. I mean, it was one of those things that when the defense scores more than the offense, I mean, that's crazy.
So I believe our defense that just throttled Herbert can get to Stroud, and it's going to be a dogfight, dude. We all know it's going to be a dogfight.
It is.
And Frankie, let's get to the prediction and everything. And you already know it, bro. I'm at home. I'm taking the Patriots.
I gotta take the Patriots too. The offense, the offense way better on our side, and the defense. Our defense is good, not as good as theirs, but it's still good. You know what I mean? It's like very close. It's close, but I feel like the offense is way better on our side.
I agree.
That's why I'm going Pats too.
Let's go, baby. Let's get to the conference championship, brother.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Another great Foxboro Focus, especially with a playoff win,
That's
baby.
what I'm saying, bro.
Let's get into a playoff payoff, though. Keith, what do you got for your anytime touchdown scores this week?
So, Frankie, last week, the wild card, we saw the likes of Colby Parkinson, Olamide Zacchaeus, and even Matthew Golden getting a touchdown.
Golden
last
had the best game of his career.
But, Frankie, I'm going to bring up some guys here, hopefully they can get us some money and everything.
Yes, sir.
So, number 1, I'm going to go with 49ers fullback Kyle Juszczyk at the Seahawks. And he's plus 750.
I saw a meme about him. Like, anytime that guys get injured, and he turns into Megatron, Calvin Johnson, who we got autographed on the desk here. I thought that was hilarious because he looked like an animal out there.
Juszczyk's a monster, bro.
He's always been a great fullback. But, I mean, for him out there catching balls in coverage, too, like just grabbing, coming down with it, he's a beast.
Now, he's a plus 750, like I was saying. And, again, these are subject to change. But the 49ers just dethroned the Super Bowl champ Eagles, but it came at a cost, losing star tight end George Kittle.
Tough.
Now, Juszczyk doesn't just operate as the fullback. The guy only has 2 carries on the whole year. He also operates as a tight end in certain formations as well. He has 24 catches for 213 yards and 2 touchdowns on the season. He's a pretty good pass catcher. He's averaging nearly 9 yards a catch. In 2 games versus Seahawks this year, Frankie, Juszczyk has 3 catches for 37 yards. And yeah, those numbers don't look too appealing, but one of those games he had 2 catches for 32 yards, and that was with Kittle in the lineup.
Yeah.
So imagine what he's going to do without him if they start doing those formations. Now, remember, these guys, we're picking these guys with odds to get more money.
It's like you get 10 wins 75. If you put 100 on it, you know what I mean? $750.
That's what I'm saying. And a guy like Juszczyk, who is a vital piece to that offense, could get a few looks, especially in the red zone.
Yep.
Number 2, Frankie, I got Bills wide receiver Keon Coleman at the Broncos.
He was close this past week.
That's what I'm saying.
He's a couple yards away.
Plus 700. A guy who was once expected to be a vital part of the Bills offense has 100% underwhelmed this season, even being a healthy scratch a few games earlier in the year.
Crazy.
But with Josh Allen as your quarterback, especially in the playoffs, anybody on that offense is a throwaway from a home run play, especially with Gabe Davis now to miss the rest of the season. Coleman has a great opportunity in this one. Last time he scored was at the end of November, so I'd say he's due.
He's due.
And also, the guy needs to prove to this team he belongs, and he has the opportunity to do it against a great Broncos defense and make a statement.
That'd be cool.
He's got back-to-back weeks making a 35-plus yard catch, and like Frankie was just saying, this past week versus the Jags, he had 1 catch, it was for 36 yards, and he almost scored.
Yep.
Got pushed out of bounds. And I'm going to be plugging him in my anytime touchdowns this week. You best believe that.
I like that. And
then number 3, Frankie, I got Bears wide receiver Olamide Zacchaeus versus the Rams.
Again?
plus 700. The Bears had a hell of a comeback win versus the Packers last weekend in the wild card, and Zacchaeus contributed with a touchdown. He only had one catch, but it was still a tutty and everything.
That was cool, yeah.
And that was against a Packers 11th ranked pass defense, and this week he's going up against a 19th ranked Rams pass defense.
Yeah.
I also could see Zacchaeus getting some good looks with the secondary, putting more attention on guys like, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, and Colson Loveland, who will obviously all get their opportunities, but Zacchaeus could find an opening and get in the end zone. Hey, it's the playoffs. Now's the time to try and bank on players like this, and he certainly gets his opportunities. The dude had 65 targets on the year.
That's crazy. I mean, Justin hit a bet on
That's
it.
what I'm saying. Frank, let's get into those FanDuel picks for the divisional round.
All right,
brother.
here's my team. You noticed on my team, I didn't put a single Texan in. That's all right, though. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
At Stafford, he's 8,400. He's the most expensive quarterback this week. He's going up against Chicago's defense, who's like bottom 5 or 6 against the pass. So
yeah.
I stacked him up with Puka Nacua. He's obviously an animal. They're second to last against wide receiver, giving up the second most points to fantasy football wide receivers. So all day long, he's 9,900. He's one of the most expensive guys. So took Travion Henderson, 6,300. Took Kyle Monangai, 5,700. Took Luther Burden the third, 5,900. Again, I feel like that game, and you just talked about how bad the secondary is for the Rams too. That game is probably going to be the highest scoring game of the weekend.
It'll be a shootout.
So I put a lot of guys in there on that game.
Watch it be 6-3.
I know, but I mean, those, like you said, they're both in green. Usually when you're looking at FanDuel, if you see it in green, those are the guys you want, right?
Those are the matchups you want.
Exactly why you were talking about Zacchaeus there.
Yep, absolutely.
I put Demario Douglas in. We're giving him his card away. He had a 33% target share, a snap share this week, which was pretty good. I think he's going to hopefully get something, and he's quick, and we need to get quick passes in, so I feel like he might get a little bit more this week.
He's definitely due.
I took Colson Loveland at tight end, 6,000. He went crazy last week.
Targets.
Yeah, well, he went absolutely nuts. He had over 100 yards in the playoff game against the Packers. So I took Kyron Williams in flex at 7,900, and I took the Patriots defense against the Texans, 4,600.
I love it.
So that's the team, guys.
See what happens, Frank.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
some money, brother.
Let's get into a lava round. First off, I didn't have the cash on me last week.
All good, brother.
But you won this year, so I'm going to put the money on the table.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it, man.
You know what I mean? Good job beating me in the regular season.
I had that 1 week where I took all the away teams,
You took
bro.
everything, all the ways. You went 4-0.
Dude, you were up one of me for like 4 or 5 straight weeks.
We were close all season until that 1 week.
It wasn't a blowout. Even last year with me and you, it was a close within like 5 or 6 games or something like that.
Congrats, man. You did
Thank
good.
you, brother. I appreciate that, man.
So let's get into the wild card weekend. Let's go over the scores and everything and what we got.
Yes, sir, Frankie. Let's break it down real quick. So the NFL wild card picks. Let's get the breakdown here. The Rams beat the Panthers 34-31.
What a game, huh?
What a game, bro.
Matt Stafford, cold as ice out there. Let's go
saying.
break their hearts or something like that.
Yeah, he said Devontae Adams, I thought that was the most gangster thing I ever heard.
Steal their hearts. I don't know what he said. He said something awesome.
He said something like that. Bears beat the Packers 31-27. The Bears were losing 21-3 at half, and the last time they beat the Packers in the playoffs, Frankie, was a week after Pearl Harbor.
Crazy. They were down like 10 in that other game a couple weeks prior, too. Came back and won.
They did it.
Cardiac kids right there.
Yes, sir. Bills beat the Jags 27-24. I didn't like that one.
No.
49ers beat the Eagles 23-19, knocking off the champs. Obviously, the Patriots beat the Chargers 16-3.
Like that.
And the Texans beat the Steelers 30-6.
Killed them.
And here's our picks from last week, Frankie. Frankie, you went 4-2. I went 5-1. The only difference we had was the Jags-Bills game.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that was a close game, too.
It was.
That was Josh Allen's first ever game-winning drive in the playoffs.
Good for him, man. And his first road playoff
win, too. Yeah,
yes, sir.
Absolutely.
So, Frankie, let's get into those NFL divisional picks. You name them, we'll predict them, brother.
We got the 49ers at the Seahawks. Rematch for a few weeks ago. Who you got?
I'm taking the Seahawks there.
Yeah, Frankie. I got it, too. 49ers are all banged up now, too. They played really good, but
resilient for all their injuries. You got to give them props. But yeah, the Seahawks, man, they got that defense. Sam Darnold's out there looking good. They got a good rushing attack. Yeah, it's going to be the Seahawks.
We got the Bills going to the Broncos. Who you got?
Yeah, Frankie, I'm going to be taking the Broncos here.
I'm rooting for the Bills because I want a home
AFC
championship game.
But I'm going to be taking the Broncos.
But I have to take the Broncos. So, Texans at Pats. We're both taking Pats. And then we get the Rams going to the Bears. Who you got?
Frankie, this one I kind of had to go back to and do last. Looking at all the numbers and everything, Matt Stafford, the veteran, he's won a Super Bowl. He's been at this position. And then you got Caleb Williams, his first year in the playoffs, and he's been playing good, especially being resilient, leading his team to a comeback.
Second half, he's been unreal.
They're at home. I don't see them faltering the way they did this past week, especially Ben Johnson, the way he runs a good offense and he can run his team. I'm taking the Bears.
Wow, that's cool. I thought the Rams, for whatever reason, the Panthers. We talked about how bad the Panthers were.
Right.
They were 2-5 against the 7 teams that they played in the playoffs. But one of their wins was against the Rams, and they played the Rams unbelievable.
They did.
They really did. They had a chance to beat them. But I'm going Rams here.
Okay.
I think the Rams are one of the best teams in the league left, like from an all around standpoint, their offense and their defense. So I don't know. The Bears always start off slow, and they have to come back. I don't think they can do that against the Rams team. I just don't think they can. So
See what happens, Frank. So we got one difference again, brother.
yes, sir.
See what happens.
Another great live round. Congrats again, man.
Appreciate
and another
it, bro.
great show. You know what I mean? Like it's been awesome. All our fans and people sharing, we really appreciate it, especially the people in the studio and stuff. You know what I mean?
What people, Frankie?
My man's in them over there.
What the hell are they doing? And Frankie, what is it this week?
You already know. 28 years later, the Bone Temple. Check it out. The last one was sick. They've all been great.
I believe the infection can be treated.
Infection? What's he talking about? We're not infected.
No, what the hell is he talking about, Frankie?
No idea.
Frank, watch out! Oh, what
my God. Why?
dude, all of my eyes and everything,
Why
bro.
would you do that?
Dude, I don't know what that was all about, Frankie, but dude, we gotta get the hell out of here.
From Beantown to your town, stay wicked, Pissah.
From Foxboro to your borough, thanks for listening, everybody, and we're gonna see you next week.
I don't feel so good, Keith.
You know what, Frankie? I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. I don't feel so good either. I don't know what the was in that powder.